Hello guys, I am here and I'm making a video about Poland building an empire in 2022 in world provinces. So basically how this is gonna work is I'm gonna set a few rules. Where first thing, at the beginning of the game, all world alliances, like all friendships, puppets, whatever, are all dissolved. Meaning every country is on its own and alone, so they have no friends. But new alliances can form to protect themselves. But this might happen and it might not happen. So Poland's gonna build an empire. So first thing what Poland does is they start building up their military on the Slovakian border of Slovakia. And then they declare war on Slovakia. So first thing, Polish tank forces. Wait, oh, hold on. I need this open. Sorry. Invades Prešov and pushes Slovak forces out, and also pushes into this province. Then they start invading the other provinces, but Slovakian forces manage to push them back and tries invading a bit of Poland, but this fails. Polish tanks re-enter the area and push in. Eventually, the entirety of Slovakia surrenders, and it's fully annexed by Poland. After this, Poland starts eyeing up the Czech Republic. Yeah, Czech Republic. So Poland starts building up forces on the border. And after this, they declare war. First thing, they invade this province, but the Czech Republic pushes up here, in these two provinces from Poland. And Poland pushes out of one of the provinces and pushes into the Czech Republic. But the Czech Republic is doing very good as they're managing to push Polish forces back over here, as they're focusing on their strength to push here and not here. Like right here. So then Poland's pushing Czech forces back and their forces get encircled. After this, the capital falls and the Czech Republic surrenders. But the Czech Republic is made into a puppet. Is made into a puppet government of Poland. Sorry if I said Polish. Okay, so they puppet the Czech Republic and are preparing to invade Austria. I almost said Hungary. So Polish, Czech, and Czech Republic forces get on the Austrian border. Actually, Austria has declared war on. Czech Republic tries pushing through here, but they fail. But Polish troops manages to push through here. Manages to push through this area. And the Czech Republic tries breaking in, but still fail. After the recent war, their military is quite weak. Eventually, German troops start entering into Austria, not to invade, but to stop Poland from taking Austria. Eventually, all of Austria is now occupied by the German government, by Germany. Eventually, Poland makes peace with Austria and ends the war, but keeps all occupied territory, and gives this little bit of territory to their puppet, the Czech Republic. Eventually, Poland eyes up Hungary and prepares to invade. They declare war on Hungary and push in, overwhelming Hungarian forces. Overrunning Hungarian forces. And after a few weeks, actually no, a few months, they completely break Hungary and take over the country. Usually, Poland now wants to invade Romania, But Poland has been weakened by all the wars they've been doing. They don't have the strength, but they still want Romania. So they send a letter to the Romanian government, basically saying, "Hey, you be our puppet, or we invade you." And the Romanian government decides, "We can't hold, so we're just going to be puppeted." So Romania joins Poland. Now Poland has the entirety of Romania without having to do anything but waste a little bit of paper. And Romania is ordered to invade Moldova. So Czech Republic, Poland, and Romania declare war on Moldova. Eventually, Moldova is invaded and annexed by Romania. So now that Poland has a bunch of territory that's bordering the Balkans, they want to invade. But they can't because France and Britain recently left out a news that they are going to protect the Balkans from Polish, Czech, and Romanian expansions. Well, mainly just Polish expansions as puppet and ally. Kind of puppet, but ally. So they cannot invade the Balkans without having to deal with France and Britain, and also Germany also joins up on this alliance. So the alliance is called the Anti-Polish Alliance, which will not be permanent. It will be dissolved after the war. So after a few months of building up Poland's forces, they invade Lithuania. Lithuanian forces are quickly overrun by Polish troops. Eventually, Lithuania surrenders to the Polish government. So Poland just sits there not really doing anything, and then they declare war on Serbia. And immediately Germany, France, Britain are now triggered and declare all war on Poland and their ally and their friend. I don't even know. I don't want to say puppets, so we're just going to say allies. So quickly, German forces muster a lot of strength and push through Polish forces, pushing into this area. Basically, then immediately the Czech Republic freaks out as the Poland is pulling out of the territory. But this big push makes it so German troops in Austria have been pulled away. So Austria eventually falls to Poland. Then German troops enter the Czech Republic, but make minimal progress, only taking 2 provinces. At the same time, Serbia is being invaded by Romanian and Polish forces. Serbia is basically just dying, as they're unable to hold from thousands of enemy troops, millions. Really, Serbia is divided, but they're just going to keep these borders for now. The rest of the Balkan countries are now going to be invaded. Romania starts overrunning Bulgaria, and Polish troops start invading the rest of the Balkan countries, hopefully trying to capitulate all of them before France and British troops start bolstering in Germany to lead a new offensive. Well, over a year before the war, Poland built a bunch of defenses in all these provinces, making it suicide for Germany to invade. And they did the same thing with the Czech Republic, but only did it in these areas, not in these. So that's why they were taken easily. Eventually, Poland almost capitulates the whole Balkans, as France is taking its sweet time sending troops in, as they're mainly focusing on Germany and not here in the Balkans. So the Balkans are almost completely overrun. And Greece is not in the war. The Polish and the Romanians don't want the Greeks. So Greece is completely okay with this. And France basically wants Greece to join the war, but they refuse to. So mainly, these countries here are fine from Polish expansion. But Albania is getting washed over. Oops, wait, no. Okay, so eventually Bulgaria surrenders to the Romanians. Eventually, Allied forces, Allied troops, push back Polish forces. Managing to reclaim territory. Poland does a counteroffensive up here. It takes a bunch of Corsica's coastline, basically trapping Allied supply lines. Eventually, French troops start evacuating the Balkans as they did not send their troops fast enough. Eventually, they're completely cut off. Eventually, over a course of a few months, they just completely wiped out or surrendered. But this massive defeat, France sends almost everything to Germany. Mainly here, not as much here. Eventually, Poland manages to break through the position, but makes minimal progress. But they did make a good amount of progress. Eventually, the Czech Republic manages to push in a bit from Germany. Eventually, Germany evacuates from these territories, from these lands. Poland is super powerful at this point, but they're kind of weighed down because of the massive invasion of the Balkans, so Romania is sending in troops to assist. The Czech Republic manages to breach in a little bit, which threatens Berlin with air raid attacks. And Britain is using its navy to mainly contain Poland's navy. And also, Poland took all of these countries' navies. So they're using that to control these parts of the Mediterranean. Not this part, just this part. Trying to stop Allied invasions from there. But the anti-Polish alliance doesn't have any plans to do that. Continues breaching German lines. Eventually, this point is almost cut off, and French troops are pulling out. Germany is already super weakened, so Poland starts breaking in. And eventually Berlin falls by Czech Republic forces. Eventually, the entirety of Germany is evacuated, and Germany surrenders. Germany is divided up. Poland sends letters to the other countries basically saying surrender and we can end the war and I won't invade you. Britain signs peace. France does not, expecting Britain to help them, but they don't. Massive fighting happens on the Maginot Line. Massive battles. Romanian forces with their navy goes through here, and begins an invasion of Lower France, invading Sardinia and landing near Monaco, taking out French coastal forces. Eventually, France starts diverting troops from the Polish line to stop Romania's invasion. Poland breaks through. And Romania continues to break through French lines. But France refuses to surrender. So So Poland continues breaking through. Poland continues breaking through and almost reaches Paris. France is super overstretched, especially with losing hundreds of thousands of men in Germany and in the Balkans. Well, a couple thousand in the Balkans, not a couple 100,000. Eventually, France surrenders, as they don't want the Polish to get into Paris. Now, the peace deal. France will be made into a puppet government of Poland. And these territories will be annexed by Romania. As Poland let them do this because they captured a lot of that territory. So Poland has done a lot, and they've grown a pretty big empire. Comprising of these territories, of their Romanian puppet, Poland itself, and then the Czech Republic. So Poland has created itself a very good empire. So that's where I'm gonna end it here. Okay, guys. Bye. Have a great day. Thank you for watching.